Mengesha.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Captain Tom Mengesha, United States Army retired and the former adjutant for Base Support Battalion North out of Camp Buren, Kuwait. Folks, what I want to talk to you all today about is being a prisoner of war, is being detained without your will. Now, I've never been a prisoner of war, but I have been detained during wartime. And I can tell you that that is a very scary, uncertain, tremendous, worrying time in someone's life. And in light of the events that are going on in Israel, where Hamas fighters have abducted, detained, and captured civilians and Israeli military personnel, what I want to do is give you all some tips that I learned when I was detained during conflict during the Iraq wartime. If you ever find yourself being a prisoner of war or detained, here are some things that you should keep in mind. I have never been officially declared a prisoner of war or POW, but I have been detained against my will. Being a prisoner of war must certainly be one of the most terrifying conditions a service member must face. Most foreign POWs are mistreated and certainly, in most cases, not treated as well as POWs held by the United States. As a POW, expect to be held in conditions that are trying both mentally and physically. You may be confined or restrained to a very small area and have your movement strictly controlled. You should also understand that even as a prisoner of war, you have a code of conduct that must be followed. The code of conduct is a legal guide for the behavior of military members who are captured by hostile forces. The code itself is broken down into 6 articles that address various situations that may arise. The military code of conduct is as follows. Article 1. I am an American fighting in the forces which guard my country and our way of life. I am prepared to give my life in their defense. Article 2. I will never surrender of my own free will. If in command, I will never surrender the members of my command while they still have the means to resist. Article 3. If I am captured, I will continue to resist by all means available. I will make every effort to escape and to aid others to escape. I will accept neither parole nor special favors from the enemy. Article 4. If I become a prisoner of war, I will keep faith with my fellow prisoners. I will give no information or take part in any action which might be harmful to my comrades. If I am senior, I will take command. If not, I will obey the lawful orders of those appointed over me, and I will back them up in every way. Article 5. When questioned, should I become a prisoner of war, I am required to give name, rank, service number, and date of birth. I will evade answering further questions to the utmost of my ability. I will make no oral or written statements disloyal to my country and its allies or harmful to their cause. Article 6. I will never forget that I am an American, fighting for the freedom, responsible for my actions, and dedicated to the principles which made my country free. I will trust in my God and in the United States of America. As a POW, you may become sad, depressed, and even suffer from anxiety attacks, but you will always keep your wits about you. You may be confined and even separated from other prisoners, and you may not know what the future holds. Always know that there are people and forces out there that are trying to reach you and set you free. The military will never abandon one of its own. So if you find yourself a prisoner of war or a detainee, the following are some things that may help you as they have helped me through my ordeal as a detainee. Start a routine or an activity to keep mind of your current condition and circumstances. Exercise. Even in a confined environment, you can do activities to stay in shape. To the extent possible, eat as best as you can. There are certain foods that have stress-lowering properties. According to some nutrient experts, that food helps to fight anxieties include berries of any type, guacamole, mixed nuts, oranges, asparagus, and chai tea. Now, unfortunately, as a POW, you will only be able to eat what is offered, but at least now you have an idea of some good food choices if you have that opportunity. You also want to get as much fresh air as possible. Every opportunity you have should be a chance to take in some fresh air. When I was a detainee, I suffered an anxiety attack like none other I had suffered before. What helped me was taking in as much fresh air as possible. If there are other POWs in your facility, it may be helpful to build relationships. The company of others is a good thing during stressful time. When I was a detainee, I shared a small space with another detainee named Anthony Wright from Chicago. While he had extremely different backgrounds, we both did a lot to keep each other's spirits up. We would tell each other jokes and share limited supplies our detainers provided us. Anthony Wright helped me survive my ordeal as a detainee, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Lastly, you should never give up. You should pray to whatever power gives you strength, as well as spiritual renewal. And in my case, that is Yahweh, the Most High. The power of prayer is real and should not be taken lightly or for granted. Remember your training. Remember you are not alone. Remember, they may have your body, but never your mind. Remember that your family, friends, and country love you and will never forget you. Keep the faith, pray, and most of all, always remember that Elohim, Yahweh, the Most High, God, will be with you always. So those are some things that you should keep in mind if you ever find yourself in the unfortunate situation of being a prisoner of war or a detainee. Remember, while this is a stressful time, you should always keep the faith. And remember that you are not alone and that the Most High God is always with you. So for those detainees now in the war going on, raging on, be it in Ukraine, in Israel, in parts of Africa, or anywhere in the world, remember, keep the faith. Your nation loves you, and stay in prayer. So, with that, I wish you all blessings and blessings. Shalom.
Call on, Thomas Mengesha.